I want to welcome you all to the inaugural episode of my very first podcast, Uncut, with Kane Magruder. Many of my close friends and family and, those that are acquaintances, know I have a lot of family and friends that call me Unc or Uncle, so to speak. I'm always kind of like the person they go to for advice and that wisdom stabilizer. And I trust and believe, I don't know why, half the time. But, I have been through my share of things in life. So, I guess I bring something different to the table, different perspectives of life, seeing so many things. So, but before we get into all that, man, I want to say thank you and give a big shout out to Justin from Optic Audio, my number one sponsor. He's also my engineer and technical consultant on this podcast. He put this great thing together for me, helped bring this vision to life. You guys definitely want to tap into him for all things video, audio, photography. You want to do podcasts of your own, short documentaries, commercials. This is the guy, this is the company that you want to use. So we'll put up some information at the end of the podcast so that you guys can have all that information. Well, I'm going to get right into it, man. Something that is really weighing heavy on my mind and my spirit lately has been friends and loyalty. Friendship has always been a big part of my life. And for most of us it is. It's really hard to find true friends, someone that you can really call friends. And if you try to define that word, there's really no definition or one definition that you can place on friends or friendship, because it has to meet so many different facets in your life. But the biggest thing for me with friendship is loyalty. And loyalty is so hard to come by. So many people will tell you they're loyal to a T, but don't really understand what that means. They're always there in good times. They're there to help you celebrate accomplishments or when things are going fine. But when the shit hits the fan, so to speak, they're hard to find. And of course, we all have, our own lives. We all have things going on. But if I can't pick up the phone and kind of lay my burdens at your feet from time to time, and not necessarily for you to try to fix my problems, but for just you to hear me out, I can't put you in that category of friend. I can't, because I need from you what I'm going to give to you. And it took me a long time to really understand what it meant to be somebody's friend, what it meant to be loyal to somebody. Here recently, a little quick story. Here recently, I've had people close to me whom I thought were closer than friends, more like a brother. He basically removed himself from my circle. And if any of you know me, know that I have a very small circle, very, very small circle. So, it hurt. It hurt. I ain't even gonna lie. This shit really got under my skin. And it caused me to look in the mirror and question, is this something I could have done? Could I have prevented it? Was it me? Should I have seen this coming? I'm not going to beat myself up about anybody else's decision, especially anybody else's decision to be around me or to no longer acquaint themselves with me. But then the great thing about it, my lady said to me, well, what was this person bringing to your life? Or what was this person taking away from your life? You have to look at it that way, the pros and cons of friendship and loyalty. So I did that. Over the course of a few days, I thought more and more on it, and I poured into this person, not just with words, emotions, financially. I I didn't do these things to ask for anything back. I know that. But at the end of the day, like I said, if I'm giving you something and I'm not getting that back in some way, shape, or form, then you're draining me. Like I am, like that glass half empty type thing. And I'm not expecting you to give me back what I've given you. But friendship is a two-way street, a multiple party thing. And I was drained because of this friendship. And I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it till it was gone. And I know many of you out there probably have had the same situations or the same things going on right now. So I want to challenge you to, like, seriously, man, coming into this new season, it's springtime, summer's almost upon us. And like they say in the city, when the heat comes out, the heat comes out. And if you know what that means, I won't have to explain. But attitudes really change when the weather changes. So you might want to really look at your basket of friends right now. Summertime is a time of enjoyment, cookouts, barbecues, the beach, trips, hanging out and just kicking it sometimes, man. And you really don't want to find out the wrong way that the people you got around you aren't there to support you in some way, shape, or form. I don't need you to give me money. I don't need you to buy me things. I don't need you to, physically anything like that. I don't need that from you. My friends, they know I just need that motivation sometimes. I need that emotional support. I need your ear. If I need to cry, I need to know that I can hug you and put my head on your shoulder. I don't need pats on the back. We have to look at friendship as, and I know a lot of you out there going to be like, no, it shouldn't be that, but it's a job. Like it's a job. Because many of us, and I'm talking about me right now, I got friends that require a lot of work, but they are worth that time. I got some friends that call me almost every day and they're depressed or they're going through something. And I don't mind taking the time out to listen or give advice, because in the past, I know that they're not draining me because that's what I've gotten from them. So to me, that's a small portion of loyalty, and I like to show that more than anything. I haven't come across anybody in my past that could say that I'm not a loyal person or a loyal friend if we were ever friends or if we're friends now, But anyway, so this person that I was talking about removing himself from my circle, and I don't want to compare this person to trash, but it's almost like that statement you hear people say all the time, let the trash take itself out. Well, that's was exactly what it was, man. You feel me? You cleaned my room out for me. You removed all the clutter, that was in that area of my life. And now I can see clearly what should have been occupying this space versus what I was having occupy this space. So I'm thankful for that. There's a lesson in everything. They're saying, was it a lesson in everything, even a bullet? So you just have to kind of find the silver lining in things, but that's what it calls about that self-inventory. I was looking up something online, and it's funny because it says it usually no more than 5 people that you will call your closest friends in a lifetime. It says many people will call about 15 people good friends, and other people will call 50 people just friends. I can't name 65 people right now. I'm almost 50 years old. I can't name 65 people. And I damn sure can't name 15 good friends. That's just facts. So you are super lucky if you can classify 15 or 50 people that you know as good friends. And if you are, man, bless you. That's amazing. And more power to you. more power to you. I found that during the time when I was incarcerated, who a lot of my true friends were. And like I said in the beginning, man, I know people have lives. I don't expect visits. I don't expect money, but a phone call goes a long way, man. So many people I called, they ended up getting their numbers changed because they couldn't just tell me to stop calling. I can't afford it or what have you. Just change your number. But then the same people would see my sister or my mother or one of my nieces and want to ask about me. It's like, where is the loyalty in that? So it caused me to do a major revamping of my circle of people that I would consider as friends. A lot of you who will hear this podcast haven't seen me. I've been home almost 2 years. You haven't even seen me yet. And that's because I don't feel the need to be seen. I don't feel the need to go seek out people because the people that I would be seeking out didn't seek me out to find out how I was, didn't ask how my family was, didn't do all these things. And trust and believe, I'm not asking for a pity party because I don't need shit from nobody. But if you say you my friend and you loyal to that, and damn it, I needed to be seen. So I really want to hear back from some of y'all. I'm going to have to go onto my Facebook page, man, or on my Instagram page, and I need to see remarks on this. Once I post this, I really need to see remarks on this, man, because, I'm really perplexed. I hear people all the time say, oh, yeah, I was such and such with a friend of mine, and woo, woo, woo. It's almost like the word love. We use it so casually. But what makes that person a friend? What, because they know you and because they hung out with you a few times, y'all had some drinks, you'd invite him in over your house or you'd been over his house. Does that make y'all friends? Hell no. Man, it's way more than that. It's way more than that. And if you can please school me on something that I don't know about friendship, please do, man. That's what I'm looking for. My whole aim for this podcast is to talk about some things to give everybody a little bit more clarity. And I'm not saying I'm like Hippocrates or whatever his name, what's the scholar's name? Yeah, or Socrates or none of them guys, man. I'm not that, but like I say, it's some things that I know about because I've had to live through them time and time again. And a lot of times I was an idiot, almost insane. You know what they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And I was that way with a lot of my friends. I knew what you was going to give me, and I still kept coming back. I definitely had to change that. I know most of y'all know Kevin Gates, the artist or whatever, and he says the thing, somebody paint you a picture. Don't let them paint you another picture. Believe them. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. And that's the easiest way to choose a friend. And then the first time that they cross you or sometime, they show you that they can hurt you, why in the hell would you leave the door open for them to hurt you again? I refuse to do that in my life today, man. The people that I have around me, listen, if you ain't here to help me in some way, eventually you're going to hurt me. I don't have nobody around me just here to hang out. That's not it, man. I don't want to feel stagnant, so I wouldn't have anybody who's stagnant around me. And it's just my life. It's how I have to live my life now. I'm trying to grow my brand. I'm trying to grow my business, and I'm trying to improve on who I am as a human being in general. So it's like I ain't here to harp on nobody, try to, point the finger at nobody and make them seem like they wasn't a good friend or they aren't capable of being loyal. This is a teaching moment for me because I'm talking to y'all and I need for y'all to respond. I need for you to comment, remark. And whatever it is, tell me I'm a bold-faced liar, tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, whatever it is. But I need feedback You know, that's the only way we get anywhere in this world, y'all, is by communicating. And I finally got a chance and have a platform to talk about some things that are important to me, important to, you know, my community, the things that I see going on around us in the world. And we're going to cover them all. You know, we're going to cover them all. And the reason this podcast is called Uncut is because I ain't got no cut cards. It is what it is. You know, eventually, you know, you're going to be able to chime in while we live, man. You know, send your remarks, your questions, your comments or whatever. And man, I know that I'm opening myself up to anything and everything. But I believe that's what we have to do as people, is be transparent. You know, I don't want nobody to think I got a hidden agenda or, some ulterior motive behind this. I ain't getting paid to do this. I'm spending money to do this, you know? So I'm trying to help give other people a creative avenue and a platform to be heard. You know, let's talk about the hard topics. Let's talk about friendship. Let's talk about loyalty. Let's talk about, you know, you got family that's incarcerated and you don't know how to help them, or a friend just came home from being locked up and it seemed like he going back down the wrong road. What can you do to talk to him? You know, you got a family member that's a dope fiend or a crackhead or an alcoholic, and what you can do to, you know, help curtail all that. That's the shit that I'm talking about. That's what I'm gonna be talking about. You know, we not gonna be talking about no religion. We not gonna be talking about Donald Trump and Joe Biden, you know, your political views. We not here for that shit. Y'all get enough of that on MSNBC and CNN. You know, you want politics, all you gotta do is walk out your front door. You see the posters and signs everywhere. You feel me? So go talk to them people that got them signs and shit in their front yard. But we not gonna talk about that here. So, also, man, time to time, y'all might hear a little echo in the background. I'm right next to a pretty busy street. And I don't have the money yet for a soundproof booth. But we will get there. Ain't that right, Jay?
Yep.
But man, we put together a quality product right here, and just, you know, we're trying to give you guys the absolute best, you know. So, hey Jay, let me ask you a question, man. I know you don't like being put on the spot, bro.
All right.
But how many people can you say that? How many friends do you have?
Are we going good friends, close friends, best friends?
Yeah, that list in that order if you want.
I can count on my hand the amount of people I speak to on a weekly basis.
Now, would you consider them good friends or close friends?
No. I say
acquaintance?
Good friends, I have maybe two.
Maybe two.
Three.
And of those two or three, how long have they been good friends?
I got one friend from high school, and everybody else has been within the past couple of years of my life.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. You know, it's a statistic. Less than 1% of people that you called friend in the 7th grade are still in your life.
I would say that friend that I'm talking about from high school, I didn't know him in 7th grade. I don't talk to anybody I knew in 7th grade.
Isn't that crazy though? I mean, think about it. Like, you know, if you grew up in the area, if any of y'all listening, man, you know, you grew up in the area that you're still in, and the friends that you had in 7th grade, any of them are not still your good friend and y'all were friends. Like, I want to know why y'all fell out. Like, I really want to know. I got some people that I know from middle school that I can see from time to time, and we'll speak when we bump into each other, but it's no way it was. I mean, people change. Shit, we mature. You know what I mean? So of course that is going to change in and of itself, and people, you know, walk different paths of life. So, and then, you know, destiny kind of takes you its own way as well. Like most of us don't have a say in that. But I really do. I want to hear from you guys, man. Once this is posted, there's going to be place for, remarks and comments. I want to know what y'all feel about loyalty, man. What is loyalty to you? Your friendships. What is it? What is the definition of a friend? I really want to know how many of you consider yourself a good friend. Can you call yourself a good friend? And if you do, please tell me why. I won't air it. We won't put you on blast. You guys can send me a private message or anything like that. If anything that y'all don't want talked about or whatever, put that in there. Y'all don't want it talked about or what have you. Please, man, I really want to hear from you guys. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. And, this one is kind of short, but it's like I could spend all day talking about friends and friendship, and loyalty. But I want this to kind of resonate for a while. So we're going to leave it there. And we'll definitely, retouch it over the next couple of weeks in some different areas. But, stay tuned. I'm trying to set up the next few podcasts. I'm going to do a 4-part series, you all. And it's going to be with 4 individuals. It's going to be kind of like an interview of 4 different generations. So we're going to get 4 different perspectives on 3 topics. And I'm going to put out the topics this week just kind of, to get you guys mouths watering, getting ready for it. So every Wednesday, Justin and I will be in here putting this thing together and trying to give you the absolute best that we have to offer. But it's going to take you guys as well. It's going to take the listeners and the viewers to get the word out, push it, promote it, say your piece, and then, like I said, once we get to the point where we're going to start taking, live comments and remarks and questions and things like that, I need you all to chime in. This is for the people. This ain't for me. It's going to help me, but this just ain't for me. I'm doing this to give you all a voice. So with that, I promise you, I will stand to be honest and truthful with you guys every week. I will stand to lay it all on the line. I won't talk about things that I'm not privy to, things that I'm not knowledgeable on, because I believe that, you give somebody some wrong information, you are responsible for what they do with it. So I don't like to speak idle words. So with that, I'm Kane Magruder, and this is Uncut. I'll see y'all next week.